Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Yes, worldwide renegade there. Yeah, man. You know, press conference in the next half an hour. So, we're going to watch out that. And then we'll show now what top of the headline right now. Yeah. So, I'll play something and show you what top of the headline. And remember, just appeal to the people at the same time right now with Big Dirty Thinking Mama Dem Saga. Yes, the biggest blogger are Big Dirty Thinking Dras Davis. And then Big Mama. Yes, and you have some of them tie up. But my line up the four biggest blogger, I'm gonna show you them. Yes. Pay mix up, pay this, pay that, and them thing, them people. When they make sure them people, them feel locked down completely. Them are germs. Them are part of the germs thing we're on. So we're gonna show that. Kevin Blake. Google to Blake. Kevin Google to Blake. Them get an injunction yesterday. And according when I say Minister of Social Media, big up yourself. According to close, me have the eagle close to them. Today, them they plan for push out Wayne Cameron. Yeah? But it not work because them do an injunction. Yes? Yeah. Remember, this guy, this cutout belly guy, this teacher guy, who are run police. I the first remember see this. You got trained to be a teacher and police senior man I tell we say true belly drop out and everyone go foreign and come back and uncle clean him up. You take him and put him on the head of the police force to train real police. The man at this real police, when you get rid of him, when you not work with him, when you should have charged him for the accident, when you mash up a vehicle. Yeah. Listen up, a judge we attack you attack Dras Davis, you attack this. No, it can't be anything. I know so them are germs. So this, not this. Come off. So it can't be anything. Even the germs are the biggest propagandists. So we expect anything. Remember anything what criminal minded like Angelo, he push them up. So this are the biggest blogger. These are them biggest, stupidest, dunces blogger them have. This are dunce blogger. When it come out and the number that, hey, listen, just fact check when put out. Nothing not right. Yes. So these are germs here. Are the biggest blogger, the JLPR. Dras Davis. Then I want to come second. Big Dirty Thinking Mama. Yes. Yeah. This. And then I want a third. So me I swear, remember them dunce, the dunce set up like as them here, And then push pay false narrative. See, and then I want see? Yes. See? So them bloggers, yes, was sperm whale, and I want lead it. Yes. The dunce one that total one of them. Wrong figures, wrong total, wrong everything. So we not pay them no mind. Because them that dunce blogger. JP bloggers. See? And by the way, I don't use my thing, man, because I don't say. Like over there, so you have the JLP member of parliament, them and the past member of parliament, like Darrell Vaz, Wood and then the other one, his wife. Them don't bad. And then me over there don't bad too. Them have an ex me up in a St. Thomas. If you tell him spell cat, him with you, him can't spell cat. He don't still him, but the other one can't even check. To correct himself. Real dunce. Yeah? So we know them. So we have no problem to nobody. We know them. We have to just find them out. Dras Davis are them dunce, are them the biggest, the duncest blogger that we ever seen in the history. Because them a blogger, them are not both no journal, and we put that to them. Yes? So Dras Davis female gone. Not the way you see him put out there and try to spin it, don't make no sense. Don't start. Then Big Mama and them. This is why Big Mama did come with, That's why I say them for watch them, Them have a thing named Green Dot. With them circle. Green Dot. Yeah? Yeah, man. Look, watch this. Here where I tell Andrew them. Him tell Andrew when they say them a lead 13%. in a poll and is a what 13% a wipe out. Wipe out. Him said them I win 55 seat, not my saying. You understand? Yeah, man. Them match them exactly, them matter. Them say is a wipe out. Remember, you know, them are losers, them is suckers, they are wonkers. And you know, so them are fin too, you know. That's the fin. So them are the little one, them are the huge one, them giant dunce blaggers. See it? Giant dunce blaggers. Look here. Hear this from Big Mama. Hear this from Big Mama. Hear this.
With me and listen to me. We're talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP.
Remember, nobody can make up this. All people sit down and listen to this garbage again. Eh? When the JLP get kicking at them face, remember in a 3 towards victory, you know, and them just Steve back 1. Make 4 to victory. Can 32 a victory, you have 28. Remember, you're going at the race with 14. So there is no way, Andrew, we don't know what I'm talking about, you know. Yes? We don't know what I'm talking about. No, you have nothing but a pass. And you have, Andrew have 49 the last time. Yeah? So you have more than 2/3. More than the 42 for pass a lot of things we need 2/3. Now some people came out and to that, they might talk about minority government, but they not talk it like, you know, in England, like where you know you make up. If you have a minority government, you go under the 30. So you have 2 parties. 2 parties alone run. So the people they make it clear and say, in minority, if you tell the people them say, if now the 2/3 we want to do certain things, we have to pass with 2/3, if not have it again. If not have them power there. So if the people them explain, when you look, big dirty thinking fish headless come out. 2/3 is when you're a party and you have to link with the other party and your big ass thinking fool. Listen, we independent party them never gonna win. And them no win no seat. So a 2 party in the race. Them don't win 1. 2 party in the race. Right? When you have a 2/3 can do what you do. And that the people them are referred to. And everybody knows that. And I like in a Brittany, you might have 3, 4, 5 party. Some other place 6 party. And then when you look a party now win go over the threshold, so next party win and have to make him up. Stop going like well, I can't say stop going like them are dons, because them are dons. Them are shit. See? So it's simple. When the people them come out and say it's a minority government, they're not strong like first time. So we understand it clearly. In the parliament, where they need 2/3 of things to do, you have to talk to the opposition. And that's true. Simple. So this piece of shit, me tell you, so them dance, you know. Them dance and they like spin. Big dirty thinking fish headless. Upcock fish headless. Everything I have to do with cock, them in I you know. Upcock fish headless, run out. It and draws Davis. Listen, them dunce blagger, you know, man. The dunce says the piece of the blagger. Come and talk about 2/3. And what is 2/3? Because when you have majority, we have 35. You have something of 43, 42 you need and up. You have it. Germs. So the people them you know you move from 49 and you drop. And your teeth are election for even scrape through. And you did that tough. No make no sense. Eh? All right, I could see what I'm doing 35 and them want 42 or more for push through some things. I could say if you can't push through it, your piece of shit you. Because you're gonna need the PMP. Eh? You understand? Now them not easy, you know. We have to family. No man, them people, me tell you, them don't back to you know. The people them know what them talk about. So when you look overseas, where you have more, sometimes more than party in Canada, you have more than 1 party that get too much seat. So when you know reach a threshold for pass something and next party, say you minority, a lead, and it's part to join you, and then, you know, give the power to do what you do. PNP not join them. But them surely not have that power with the 42 of passing of things. Them not have it. 35 and a 42. That's what I'm telling you, so them don't. So that the people that might explain them piece of shit around, we a majority, how make your big think and fool. Una 49. Una thief Paul said do how much $1 billion on the take and spend and do all kind of things and thief and do all kind of things and steal. Where you there? Big dirty thinking mama said them are going to win 55. Oh, you believe in this garbage? Them fi come off of the year. Not of them out, no make no sense. And big dirty thinking draws they say my edit because that look cheap. Don't. If don't was a word. You understand? If don't was a word. Hear this. Can you imagine? This drunk player come out. Well, clip win drunk crow. Big dirty thinking, mama. And come out with a big dirty thinking poll. If ever me like Andrew honest them they run your way. Because I pay false narrative and thing when I say wanna work. When not work, nobody never listen to you. Then if people are listening to you, you know what? If you finish listen big dirty thinking, mama, and draws, Dave, remember draws Davis in this too, you know. And upcock, fish headless, upcock, fish headless. If you listen to these dirty people, you know, no dirty fishes, dirty sea creatures. Maybe just recant and deal with my statement good. If you listen to these dirty sea creatures, yeah, you don't think so, okay, Andrew, you get 55, you're gone up. So that means Mark wasn't supposed to lose seat. If you're 49 and you're gone 55, that means Mark Walden, which supposed to say Mark Walden no good, him supposed to say that them gone down at 8. Them supposed to have 8 seats a limp. Can they lose now? We see Mark Walden gain 100% and more. And them try to stop that. Drop them all over, them a ball, them a do all kind of things. Eh? Here big dirty thinking, mama, them would have put Andrew, you don't really pay them. You don't continue to pay them for doing nothing. And flap you. Then build up your confidence. Hear this. Yeah.
With me and listen to me, we're talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP. At the end of the night, the PNP gained 15 seats.
Whoops.
The JLP lost 15 seats.
Oh.
The JLP got a bruising encounter. They prevailed, but the PNP is stronger this morning than yesterday morning when the polls opened. And Mark Golding must take some credit for a lot of credit. A lot of credit for that. Yeah?
Yeah. And in the correct, Mark Golding to take credit. And Mark Golding to take a lot of credit for that. At this, they were trying this, you know. And in same man now, the PNP united. But now, last year election, let me just tell you this straight. When you hear people are complaining, so them in a line for 4 hours to vote and 5 and 3 hours, that are bound to this. Front of your eye, them do your things and then them chat shit. Me not that with no guy. Me a real get on. No guy can give me no chat. None. Them is shit. Yeah. You understand? So this is what them do. See? This is what them do. Them is a failure. Every news out of them mouth, it wrong and false. Because it and draws David spreading that 55 seat. 50, I wash and wide. Bow! Hey, Marlon, that adapted, sir. Let me just stamp. When me stamp there. That adapted, Marlon. From today, that is Big Mama Mouthpiece, aka Ocean Wide. Yeah. You understand? Net, you know, fish net, network, network, yes, net, fish net, yes, Ocean Wide, Network, yes. So we stamp it again. And the first we stamp two things. This, how them do, hey, and them sit down and say them do this and them not do nothing. Them are garbage. Them are garbage. You hear this? This away, big dirty thinking draws Davis. And now see Big Mama push out on the people them. Them flop like shit. Them flop like, hey, listen to me. Can you imagine? You come out and tell the labor them and I think, yeah, say you win 55 seats for your ocean wide, yeah, network, network. You have to put an A side on the network, ocean wide network, the net, yeah, net network. See, so you put this by your ocean wide network, sorry, network. Put NaH, now, yeah, put NaH, now, Papa, NaH, now work. So ocean wide network carry this shit. And flop and make 100 and bid, you will get 50, and they that them sit down. We will get 55 seat. Market, you no lose one. And if them never thief, remember I put you out the 10. Do one of them lick down. So ocean wide network is a propaganda machine. Them blue dot pole with them spin pan. No good neither. No good, wait. But see the pole line of people. The green dot, no blue dot, green dot pole. So it's a pole with them spin pan, fake pole. When they get a glimpse? Yes. All right. When just want a glimpse? Them blogger, you hear that blogger? Ocean wide net network. I hear that. Listen. The net not working. And they must come out, come confess. So if I be like they're back in a jail, me not pay them, you know. Ocean wide net not working. You understand? Net not working. Job Spence. Man, me no want to say, look now, me with this, you know. Don't come on and come right nothing. Or if you lose when you gain. You don't lose, man. And I mean, I want this, you know. I will pay you like a young you. You know better than that. But I'm going to think me I tell you, I not this you. I not go this you. But hear this. Stop going a big mama bed. Conserve that for toilet. Use a piece of shit. Conserve it. It belongs to toilet, not big mama. Use a germs. And I not this you. Yes. I not this you know. But conserve it for toilet. Yes. And toilet tissue. You're a piece of shit you. All right. Yes. Then, yeah, man. Yeah. Them no one. But hear this. Hear this. This is how it mislead people all the time. Them over there. Them dangerous. Them is shit. Yes. They are shit. See? No two way about it. Ocean wide net network always come with bullshit. See? Always I come up with a see that? Not my say. Let me play it back. Yeah.
With me and listen to me, we're talking about 51, 55 seats.
I remember them say them do them green that poll on the people. So you don't really listen to these garbage. Go run the cock up and listen to these and take it for Bible. Oh. You understand? Oh. Oh, you don't really come. I'm there by the way. Remember this Andrew same way with the same problem, you know. Them are trying to mash up IC. So them not clean. This guy himself the declaration of certified. We can't Andrew can't be no wow. Andrew is a garbage. See? But this are them propaganda with them spread. You see that was propaganda. This is a propaganda. Ocean wide net network is a propaganda mouthpiece. Run a big mama. Propaganda mouthpiece. It's unbelievable. So ocean wide net network flop it one self 55. Let me play it again. I couldn't hear, not my saying. Hear this.
with me and listen to me were talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP.
Okay.
At the end of the night,
if don't even get one, can you imagine? You have just think about what me I said. Them and Glass Davis sit down. I want to convince for them listener. And then I remember them have agreed that dirty thinking poor. And you go do that. And you say 51, 55, put a 55 seat, you go win. And you don't even get one right. My goal is not lose one. If you get more than 100%, get you 14 and go 28, it's 100%. And then thief one. So all you listen to this garbage. No, this is a serious thing. Him should have looking at him, looking at himself now. Instead of looking at him, looking at himself. I look on him, that's the thing if something never does work around there. Let me tell you, them dons. Oh, you get this and get this wrong. This is what people talk about, you know. You don't listen to this garbage, huh? You say 55. But instead of Andrew get even one, then everything knocked down. When you look, again to every thief that grow the Crawford no win. No. Them have to buy vote, them have to do voter suppression, them have to stop people from vote. It's unbelievable. And then when I use the same little dirty ocean-wide news now work, yeah, net now work. Then when I use ocean-wide net now work, if you come spread propaganda again. It now work, we have to reject this. It will mislead people long time all the while, me I tell you no. Front of the eye. No, the ocean-wide net now work. Yeah. Can the net did not work? Let me tell you something. Can everything have meaning, boy? He said the net did not work. The net did not grab up the one of them sperm whale and blue whale and everything. So they money they bought. So the net not working. Net not working. See? So if the ocean-wide net now work continue to put out dunce argument, spread propaganda with the number one big dirty thinking dunce blogger, big nasty cheater, Charles Davis. These are the biggest dunce, hey. These are the biggest, hey, these are the number one dunce blogger, this, you know, JLP dunce blogger, propagandist, Charles Davis. Then Big Mama in a number 2. Then I want their number 3. See? Remember enough of them, you know. Then you have a one number 4. Then the rest. See them there. See? But I want you, I may tell you the truth. I want you not dunce, you know. But I want you bias bad. That one, yeah. Yes. The part of that station I mash you up. Yeah? With peer. I swing on. Can you remember sometimes when you have a playlist and them swing on the playlist, them have to work. Yeah? Them rather mash up a country. When them on a playlist. Destroy a country. It's bad. See? Them rather destroy a country to edit snake and all of them. Them rather destroy the country. But the dunces blogger where JLP have Charles Davis. Not done so. The guy went about, well, sorry again. The creature, when it run out there, check the research, you just facts check it. Nothing but me don't know when get film figures and when thing. Him do it with PJ Patterson, him do it with murder rate, him do it. Nothing right. I remember him have to go do this, you know. We are get head powers. Remember me have all of them right here, you know. Nothing right. See? So him just pure lies, and then him done, so him don't know what to do, him just put out pure lies. Big Mama the biggest loser, you know, in all of this, you know. Him don't get nothing, Big Mama them don't get nothing right, you know. Them and Charles Davis, you know. In an election, if them come and tell you, you get 51 to 55 seats, and them feel that, you don't need to chat to them. Mama go and monitor what go around there, so. We don't need to chat to them. All right, now start 5 minutes. So we don't need to talk to them none at all. See? This bad. Yes. So we don't need to argue with them. I monitor what I go on for the conference. So we can just carry it live. Yeah. You see? So me a monitor where I go on. Let's see this vessel. Yes. So so we are monitor the conference, so I'll just keep on for my conference. Yeah. All right. Big Mama, when me a blaze fire boy, I worries, you know. For run from boy and a Big Mama. I remember Charles Davis, them work, you can't call them triple downs. Yeah? And then I try to reverse psychology. To leave me things alone. When you shit. Yes. When you run up, you run up in that steel, you know. Yes, but yeah, say, man. Yeah, man. See? Yeah, man. They might run up solid steel. They might run up in them can't sign, you know. They may broke. See? Yes. All right. So hear this now. We see EOJ run out. Yes. George are the biggest stunts. Are the biggest stunts blogger. Not way check. It not correct. Tell me, I tell you this. It got quote Peter Bunting the other day. It come with fast. The man said himself 2-term prime minister. When you look him run out with something about 2004, 2005. You have to check 2007, 2008. And again, 2008, 2009 are the biggest murder number you can find in the history of Jamaica. But him put it on a partisan. And he never yes a 2-term. But they check it overall. So it's a guy where then him come to murderers, prime no go sir Andrew only for 2-term. During 2-term, you have like 13,000. If somebody do 14 years and you do 9.5, and you do like 13,000 in the 13,000 with a 5 or something. Oh, you know the man for the more than you when you check out the ratio for 2-term. Uncle I that to follow them. The most murderous year per any watch in a Jamaica is 2009. It's 1683. Him got a 2005. Andrew 2017 again and abuse Andrew today. And 2017 at the third highest. 1647. But him got 2005 was 1674. And I push that on the people. I mean I say use a piece of shit. I pay that thing though. I'm very dunce. And things say you can witty and mix something. You can't, it's not a journal. He's a blogger. He's a piece of shit. Dance blogger. And the one that are the worst. Dras Davis. He might the worst. See me? See a piece of shit there. That are the worst. That are the number one blogger. JLP Dunce blogger. Then I want ya. Then I want ya. I put them in a sequence. Then Big Mama then Wartag. And then that one ya. Everything come after. Then I want ya. See? And then everything come after. Can I have more than us them there? See? Yes. And they have 2 edits still come back them. And Taylor, remember your name card to me. See you try to push up your head from the other day, you know. Your name card, remember just remind you that. I'll video we are chat. Your name card too. So me see you well watch it for a long time, you know. You watch it for a long time. No, you watch you. Yes. But do not make money lead you astray. And miss, hey, let me tell you something. Me I watch when the thing start, you know, it start with a score over. Right? Not start yet. See? It's a 1 minute. But I want to show you something. This is what I tell the people them say yesterday. Yeah? You know, me not diss him, you know. Cause, you know, but me I watch him long time, but me not diss him. When them come out with them disrespect, like when you see the sperm whale them, when you look them there, them a make press release and put my name in it. You don't know, it's a double water. You don't see them a shit. Eh? Like them one have the boy dirty thinking fish. You know, some of the creature, fish have cock, headless, you know. Fish have cock, headless. Where they? I wonder if I can find it. Where headless there? See piece of shit here. Fish have cock that now name. Fish have cock, headless. And it runs to push out things, you know. Eh? That piece of shit. Eh? With him gilded, can't remember film thing I gilded carry, you know. Fish up cock headless go push out. Yeah, push out. Yeah, sense? Eh? You don't have no sense, you go away. Yes, you not shit. You can't run with them, you know. See? You can't run with them. I'm going to show you something. Things still not start. Soon start now. Yeah. Let me see. So let me hear something. All right. You not start yet. So let me play something like that not start yet. Right? Let me play this. This is a youth. Himself, himself a shower man. You can see him with him band and everything, and him go back himself downtown. And this is what me I talk about. Our people can't so stupid. Yeah? Yeah, you understand? Janice? Yes. Our people can't so stupid. Now, when I put myself, Janice, let me tell you when I put myself. Myself, you see what I do on us, let me tell you when I put you. Eh? Me want me tell you when I put you, eh? Me I put you under your big dirty thinking, mama. Yeah? And that's me I put you. Your piece of shit. You get off! And go goggle your testicle them like you always do your piece of shit. Move! These are germs. Yes, with your big dirty thinking. Say, what you do on yourself? Me I chat to you. Go chuck under your big dirty thinking, draining mama, man. You too stink, man. You're stinking at yourself, man. Let me tell you this. Be the one thing I keep over there. We don't, listen, no whore, no press, nobody will sell themselves. Nobody, hey, don't come on here. You know, so we're against prostitution. Where you come on here for? Go away, man. You know me against prostitution. What you doing around here? Eh? If you don't have sense, you never sell your body. Don't come on here. You're a piece of shit. Yes. All right. So I'm going to deal with this now. You saw them big and stink and dumb. Eh? Go away, man. You understand? Yeah, man. See? Who name sir? Where you put sir upon what kind of name? That's not sir. You can't call me a sir. Eh? You can't put up, you can't put rape and I call it sir. You can't do that. Eh? Yeah, you don't do that. You can't put a rape, you can't put pedophile and call him sir. You can't do that, man. You don't do that. Do the right thing, man. Yeah? You know, put lies and pedophile and rape and call him no sir, you know. Them dunce bad. Yes? I don't know, but Andrew, a bag of don't screw, you know. Yeah. You understand? Him have a bag of don't screw. So, yeah. So when they run out, you know, we deal with them case. Yeah. Yes. Danica Harriet. No, what Danica say? Yes. Danica. Danica not say nothing, man. Hey, them people that run pro there, you know. the people that run out there. Somebody has to get you that. Danica not say nothing, man. Danica good, man. Danica, all right. See? Well, hey, you see when they shoot lick some people, what them do, you know, them get paid. Then get paid for go around and just to say, remember, you know, me just show one, him a do, and I say, big mama, him talk to him a do math. And the math's not mathsing. Yeah. You understand? Zane? Yes. The math's not mathsing. It's wrong. Zane? Where Junie, where I wonder that, mama see it. Me sure me just flush that because while, you know. Want to see that? Eh? Want to see that? You know that's a flush. Where that there? That get flush already, man. That get flush. Yes. Yes. Yeah, man, that get flush. Yeah. See? Yeah, man. See? No, but what I'm doing now, you see, Big Mama have up Patterson. So I'm carried. Remember the other day when him come on a ball about, 20 years and stuff. This is what him do. So I'm carry a belly. Fist madden will never breed him. You can't do this. Yeah. You cannot do it. Let me see this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to this. Hold on. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to the... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Stop.
Overview of the elections.
All right. So I'm going to go to this.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
I'm going to go to this.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media.
All right.
Good morning. I wish to thank all who supported our election campaign, all of our 63 candidates and their campaign teams, our party workers, our supporters who came out and voted for our candidates, our bloggers, our donors and contributors, our election day workers, our police, military. We increased our vote nationally in this election by over 97,000 Jamaicans. And we doubled the number of seats that we hold in Parliament from 14 to 28. Our team in Parliament is strong, and we will be a formidable force in the Parliament of the land to hold the government to account and to defend the rights and interests of the Jamaican people. I am happy to announce that all our MPs elect, except for one who is traveling abroad, have signed a letter to the Governor General confirming their support for me to be appointed Leader of the Opposition. Since the election, our party has been active. A meeting of the officers of the party was held yesterday to discuss the way forward and internal issues that we need to chart a time frame for, related to things like our various internal conferences, annual conference, and so on. This was followed by another gathering of our candidates and the national campaign team to thank everyone for their efforts and to have initial dialogue around the conduct of the elections in each constituency. Written reports from each constituency team will be required, and further evaluations are to follow. And the General Secretary mentioned an appraisal committee which will be constituted to do an overall in-depth assessment of what took place. And our executive committee of the party will recommence its meetings on Monday coming. I now want to address the widespread concerns that have been expressed in the public domain about the conduct of the general election last week, Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. As a responsible political movement that is committed to nation building and national development, it was important that we should await having reliable information before speaking to these issues, rather than proceeding on raw emotion and hearsay. Having waited for the final count to establish the official results in each constituency, including ascertaining the number of spoiled or rejected ballots and how these were apportioned between the two parties, the advice that we have received from our lawyers who attended the final counts is that a magisterial recount is unlikely to change the outcome in any of the seats. In the case of West Central St. Andrew, however, the nature of the irregularities which took place there is being carefully scrutinized in anticipation of a case being brought to the constituted authority for appropriate relief. I won't be able to answer more questions on that today. That matter is with our lawyers. While we don't have sufficient evidence to mount a legal challenge against the outcome of the elections, we are nonetheless deeply concerned at the extensive and I would say vulgar use of state resources to impact the outcome of the election over the campaign period. Specifically, the massive political advertising paid for by ministries, departments, and agencies of government during and up to election day at the cost of taxpayers to benefit the incumbent JLP administration is problematic. And we are going to have to, as a nation, look at the way in which public resources are used in support of political achievements in the election period. We're also concerned about the unprecedented scale of distribution of benefits, black tanks, fertilizer, building materials, cash, by both the state and the Jamaica Labour Party. And in some cases, it's very different to distinguish one from the other. And we have received numerous reports of widespread suppression of PNP votes across marginal constituencies, with reports of very large sums of money being paid. And this strategy was enhanced by the timing of the elections and related giveaways in the back to school week, when parents in low income families in particular are most vulnerable and could be financially induced to prioritize loyalty to their families and their children over party loyalties. A second concern we have is in relation to some aspects of the operations as conducted by the Electoral Office of Jamaica. We think there should be an independent inquiry into the operation of the 2025 general election, and it should be urgently undertaken with changes implemented for future elections, because we need to improve the processes. In particular, the process that results in hours-long waits at many polling stations by voters who turn out to vote, frustrating electors and causing many to leave without voting. And this factor is exacerbated by the law, which only gives 3 hours as a window to employees to be away from the workplace during working hours for voting, which is clearly inadequate in Jamaica's modern realities when you consider the time for transportation to get to a polling station from the workplace, depending on where the person works and where they vote, and the lengthy delays in the lines in some polling stations. We also need to look at the use of finger inking. That was originally implemented to prevent multiple voting, but it currently facilitates voter suppression as persons are being induced financially to dip their finger in ink prior to the vote and then being paid not to vote. We have several reports of this being done. We're also concerned about the black book, and we believe that the polling that is used in polling stations, it must be made available during the polling process for viewing by indoor agents and not left entirely to the presiding officer to identify voters who present themselves without IDs. Because if the presiding officer is operating in a way that is not satisfactory from an independent, impartial point of view, there needs to be the ability of the indoor agents on either side to scrutinize what is going on there. And the integrity of the voters list needs to be re-verified through a comprehensive re-verification of voters to clean it of dead voters in particular and other voters who don't have a place of residence in the constituency where they vote. We will be sending teams into those constituencies which were most affected by these issues to conduct a field survey. This survey will empower Jamaicans who experienced or witnessed these issues to share their experiences with us. Many persons are deeply upset by what took place, and this process will allow them to get some closure. It will also assist us to advocate for changes to the law and the processes of elections that will ultimately help to protect Jamaica's democracy from tactics that clearly affected the ultimate outcome of the 25 general election and which are not contemplated by the system that we have. I will now hand over to our legal advisor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. As you said at the beginning, the General Secretary has commented, we are at this time not intending to have any magisterial recounts. Other processes that are available, legal processes that are available, are being looked at based on the evidence that will come forward. I will just echo the point that you make about a review of the management of the election by the EOJ. I think after almost 30 years of a system that was robust at the beginning, I think there is no concern that gaps are opening up and they need to be examined. And we will be doing so by the processes that you have outlined in the various constituencies and regions as well. So the other point really is the legislative and regulatory improvements that may well result from all of this, which is to ensure that the use of state resources prior to and during elections are much better managed. And I think there are clearly loopholes there, and we need to fill those gaps through the legislation and or regulation. And I believe that the point was well made by the abuse that we saw during this election. Those are the points I will make at this time.
Thank you, MP Hylton. Now, so in relation to I know one of the media houses carried an article saying that we were going for a magisterial recount in 2 constituencies. I'm not sure where they got that report from, because we did not give that information to the media. We know that on the night of election, you have a preliminary count, and in the days after, you have the final count, which we waited on, so we could get what is the official result from the EOJ. And after looking at that, we realized that there were 3 constituencies: Central Kingston, East Central St. Catherine, and Northern Trelawney, where the number of rejected ballots were more than the margin of victory. However, when we consulted with the teams that were present for the final count, we were reliably advised by them that of the rejected ballots, they are split roughly evenly between the 2 main political parties, and therefore you would not get any material change in the result in the constituencies. And as a result of that, we took a decision not to pursue any magisterial recount. So that is the official position of the People's National Party. We do have some other concerns of acts of intimidation, aggression, and vandalism that would have taken place since the elections have been concluded, and specifically in South St. James, in the Anchovy Division, persons have been making threats about removing the water pumps, and I think they even made reference to using dynamite and other things like that to destroy the infrastructure. We've seen videos as well and heard voice notes of persons in Eastern Portland that would have made comments that resources would be limited to the newly elected Member of Parliament, Isaac Buchanan. We have seen as well in Southeast St. Mary, where there's been vandalism of a community center and the removal of certain infrastructure in that area. And probably the most concerning of them all is in South Trelawney, where a team from the Labour Party, led by persons in leadership, went to the house, the accommodation of our candidate, Paul Patmore, to threaten him. We believe that these things are intended to intimidate and weaken the democratic process within the country. And we are calling on the members of the Labour Party, the leadership, to rein in their supporters and for them to understand that we do believe in a democratic process and we have to accept the outcome. Similarly to how we have accepted the result at the national level, it can't be that they accept it at the national level, but at the constituency level, they are reluctant to accept that Isaac Buchanan did defeat Anne-Marie Vaz in a free and fair election that took place in East Portland, and that as the duly elected representative, he should be accorded with all the respect and the authority that should be conveyed on such a office. We also want to encourage our candidates across the length and breadth of the country to remove the paraphernalia that was put up during the time of campaigning. And some of our candidates will not have much to do because their opponents already removed them before the elections. But for those that still have up some material, we're going to ask them, use this opportunity to ask them to remove those paraphernalia from the different constituencies. And I know that the municipal corporations will be playing a role in ensuring that we can return to normalcy. The matter surrounding West Central St. Andrew is a matter, as was said by the leader of the party, that the legal team that has been engaged by our candidate is putting together their documents, and for further information on that, they will speak at a later date. And so we'll leave it at that, and I'll now open the floor to get any questions that may exist. Who's monitoring this? Is it Nationwide or Riva? What is the appropriate name?
Dayton Campbell, still Nationwide News. My question is to Mr. Golding. Based on the concerns raised, are you casting doubt on the legitimacy of the outcome of the 2025 general elections? And are you concerned that such doubts would raise speculation of Jamaican people and cast a shadow on Jamaica's electoral process?
Yes, it's nasty, man.
I'm concerned about the widespread reports that we have received of voter suppression strategies that were employed, in particular to dissuade our supporters and in some instances our workers from voting, and in case of workers from turning up in some instances for the elections. I'm not seeking to in any way suggest that we are not accepting that the government that has been elected will be duly constituted. I don't want to go down that road. I don't think that's a wise road for Jamaica. But I also think it's important that we don't sweep things under the carpet, which have become, and which were in this election, a significant factor at play. And the use of financial resources to suppress votes, based on what we have heard, these are now indirect reports. That's why we're going to go through a process of going into the field to hear from people directly what they experienced and what they saw. But based on the reports that we've received, this is a matter which really needs to be confronted by Jamaica's democracy, and certainly by our party going forward as to how we can try to respond to these types of tactics, which have become a central part of how our opponent operates in trying to secure power for themselves.
True.
Let me just comment a little more on what the party just said, which is that in Guyana, recently there was a general election in Guyana on September 1. I think we're all aware of that. Coming out of that election, the EU delegation, European Union delegation, has issued a report. And when I read the report, a lot of what they commented on and expressed concern about were actually at play, certainly complained of widely in the Jamaican situation. And that tells you that the question of the democratic process being legitimized is also a question of the various activities and the concerns and the issues that are raised that will affect the quality of the democracy. And I think that's a lot of the concerns that are being raised here and need to be pursued is around not just the specific legal aspects, but about some of the concerns and gaps that may have opened up in our electoral system that needs to be addressed.
Morning, Desmond Richards here, Rebel Radio. Mr. President, have you identified reasons why the party lost? And secondly,
If just tweet already.
what are your concerns about the low voter turnout? And
We don't
I
know
would
voter
like to
turnout.
hear if the party
Suppression.
has plans to encourage voters
What
to
is?
poll their votes.
I would say that there's something perplexing about the voter turnout statistics, based on the fact that during the campaign, right through to the end of the campaign, the energy and enthusiasm on the ground was palpable, significant, and suggested that there would have been a stronger turnout. As indeed, the polls, right up to the last poll, which was published on the Sunday before the election, indicated that, based on the expressions of persons polled, they were expecting a significantly higher turnout. What happened on the day needs to be examined carefully. I think it was a combination of factors at play. I think that there were persons who didn't vote because the lines were long and slow, often in the hot sun, sometimes in the rain, and they got fed up and left. I think that the financial inducements of which I speak or have spoken were a major factor as well in dissuading some people from voting. In terms of why we didn't win the election, we lost it narrowly. If we had 4 more seats, we would form government today. And when we look at the seats that we have in mind, we lost all of those by less than 500 votes. And in all of those, some of the issues which I raised were prominent factors at play. So obviously, I don't want to prejudge what the appraisal committee will say based on their investigations. But as I said, the low voter turnout is a bit of a mystery as to why that transpired, given what we know and what we saw and what we felt during the campaign. I would say one other thing, which is that the voters list itself has not been cleansed comprehensively for over a decade. I can't even remember when the last proper re-verification. Early 2000. So it's probably 2 decades now since that was done. And given the nature of our population, how people move around, move to other parts of Jamaica to seek work, and that sort of thing, and the people who die, and there's no automatic removal of voters on them. The number on the voters list from which the percentage turnout is derived is a questionable number. And so the voter turnout statistic itself necessarily understated. The degree of understatement is what we don't know.
Thank you.
If I may add to that,
Thank you.
the People's National Party polled an additional 97,000 votes over the 2020 elections. The Jamaica Labour Party polled like 5,000 more over that time. And as has been said, if you look at some of our areas, there was significant suppression that took place in some of our areas by person inducing individuals in there not to go.
5,000.
And with the long lines that were present at the polling station, there is a question for the ECJ to answer. Because if we had a turnout of only 39% and we had such long lines with such delays, one should have to think what would have happened if the turnout had been 50%. Because significant delays took place on the day. I was on the phone from early with the director trying to resolve some of the issues. And you did have persons in those lines that turned away. So we lost 4 constituencies by less than 500 votes. Each of those constituencies have over 100 polling stations. It's just 5 persons in each of those that got frustrated and left that would have made that difference. And so it is a significant thing. And I think we have to resolve how we do this thing. I was 3rd in line at my polling station and didn't vote until, I was there before 7, didn't vote until about 10 minutes to 8 before I completed the exercise. That's just not acceptable in my opinion. So there was a decision that was taken that persons that showed up without ID should have been placed in a separate line, and that you should have started the process from outside with an additional agent. That did not obtain in all constituencies. And so you had, in some cases, what appeared to be a deliberate attempt for persons to turn up without the IDs to deliberately slow down the process. And so there is a need for a proper review of the process, and for us to ensure that the elections are indeed free and fair, and that people can express their rights.
And I'll just add that if you anticipated a larger turnout, which the poll suggested we may have had, then the planning, it seems to me, was inadequate. The planning by the EOJ must have been inadequate, because in the event only 39% or so turned up, and we had
voted, not turned up.
Well, voted,
yeah,
actually voted, and we had such problems. So, and low turnout, vote turnout. So I think the planning has to be questioned, and perhaps an audit is appropriate at this time as well.
The team are at CBM TV. We've seen at rallies there are crowds and a lot of support.
Yes.
Even with the big gains, how do you plan to keep the base energized after the back-to-back defeats? Mr. President, PNP President.
Well, after a campaign ends, there's a process of reflection, there's a process of analysis, there's a process of reconnection with our base and our supporters. And there's also, I think there are some reforms internally that we need to pursue as well to strengthen our overall organization. So the way in which we plan to handle the matter would be through a period of careful analysis of what took place and a recognition of where there are weaknesses that need to be strengthened, and the deliberate pursuit of changes that will strengthen those weaknesses. So, you know, one doesn't energize the base from the start of a 5-year term of government. You know, energizing the base comes from the kind of process involved in campaigning. But what we need to ensure is that we stay in touch with our base, that we strengthen our constituents and divisional organizations, so that when the time comes, we're able to deliver an effective result. And we are starting now from a much stronger position than we have enjoyed over the previous 5 years. With us 14 in Parliament before, it was much more difficult. Only 14 MPs out of 63 were PNP MPs. Only 14 out of 63 PNP MPs got state resources through the Constituency Development Fund to help to do the work that they have to do. So it's moving from a very limited base in Parliament is difficult, and it required extraordinary effort to take us where we are now. With 28 seats to their 35, I mean, the situation is much more balanced, and that will enable us to build on that, to be even more effective next time around.
But you also pointed out, partly, that there'll be engagement in the field from now, in the reviews. I believe, generally speaking, from my own constituents, and from talking to others with yesterday's meeting, that process of engagement will be helpful, because a lot of the concern and the sense of rejection that is there comes from some of these things complaining. And I think once you're on the ground investigating, giving people an opportunity to speak and to vent some of that frustration, I think that would be part of the process of healing and engagement. Part of the process of healing and engagement. So I think that process will be ongoing.
Right again. Indulge me a couple of questions. One, given what you have described as acts of voter suppression, can you indicate whether or not PNP has made a formal complaint about electoral fraud or irregularities to any state organ? And if so, in what constituencies? That's one. Two, can you indicate, sir, what is the projected spend for the People's National Party during this election campaign? Can you say also how was it funded and what percentage is corporate donation? And then finally, personally, Mr. Golding, is this disappointing for you? And if so, how disappointing?
What is the point? What kind of question?
So your first question was whether a formal complaint has been made to any state organ in respect to the voter suppression of which we speak. The answer to that is no. We are, as I've said, going into the field to do a survey so that we can get more tangible information rather than the indirect reports that we have been receiving. Through the reports we're receiving is really through both things like social media, but also more importantly through the campaign structures that we have. But we want to go into the field and get more, a more comprehensive survey of what plays. At that point, we can decide, where we go from here. There isn't really any state agency that is mandated to address that issue. That's one of the challenges we have. So it's, that is something we'll have to consider carefully as the best way to proceed, to deal with this. Some of these things may require a strengthening of the electoral law itself, the Representation of the People's Act, which, to take into account the kind of methods and tactics that are being employed in this era relative to when that law was last amended or reviewed. Other things may just require an internal response as to how we manage that kind of process going forward. So that's my answer to your first question. Your second question was about campaign finance. Yeah. I haven't seen from our treasurer yet a final report on the level of funding raised and expended. Based on my assessment of it or knowledge of it, I would say most of the funding that we raised came from donors. Some are corporate donors, some are individual donors. And I'm very sure that they were within the overall envelope allowed by the law in terms of the limits. I can tell you that because I have a sense for the numbers, but I don't have the specifics. And the third question was about my part. Yeah, it's a mixed feeling. I feel pleased that we are on the up and up, that we have managed to double the number of MPs that we have in Parliament, that we are going to have a team in Parliament now that is going to be formidable as an opposition. Wow. The people who won. And we have an excellent team. And the fact that we got 97,000 more votes this time than we got in 2020 is also significant as an increase. Our opponents got 5,000 more. So it was a definite improvement in our performance. Disappointment at the same time that we weren't able to deliver that final, 5
vote
additional, call it 4 that we needed to just have 32, which is the threshold for winning. That was disappointing. And when we look at the seats that we thought we would have won and didn't, we have to look carefully at why we weren't able to prevail there. I think that the reasons for that were more to do with factors that took place on election day itself and maybe the night before or 2 nights before, rather than the campaign as a whole. I think the campaign as a whole, we ran a pretty exemplary campaign.
True.
I think it was a much more active campaign than our opponents in terms of presence on the ground and meetings and rallies, and the attendance at those rallies.
True.
I think our manifesto was delivered in a reasonable time so people could digest it and was well received. I think that our performance in the election debates, where most people feel that we won each of the 3 debates, was also significant and helped us along. But, you know, we weren't able to actually cross the line first because things went on, as I said, the very end of the process, which we were not able to respond to effectively on the day. And for that, you know, we must all take some responsibility, including me as party president. Oh, is there somebody determining who speaks? Yeah.
Morning, gentlemen. What positives can you take from the campaign? Excuse me.
Right.
Yes. What positives can you take from the campaign? And what are your views generally about your team, the team you put together? Okay, it's a bit disappointing to lose.
If I lose, as lose. What did I
when you reflect back to say 5 years ago, from where you came from there to where you are now, what positives? And secondly, what plans do you have to bolster your treasury? You're definitely a political force in this country again, and maybe perhaps the treasury angle of it will get you over the line, maybe possibly next time. But you have to have an effective treasury if you're fighting a campaign in the 21st century. So what do you see going forward? How do you entice, say, the business community, other people to bolster that treasury campaign?
Yeah, in terms of positives, I think that we now have a united party. We have a team that is working together and has worked together well throughout the campaign. I think that the organization as a whole is strong. That's not to say there aren't areas that need improvement. There are. But we did significant training, for example, of our workers over the last several months. You know, and we were really building on the success in the local government elections in February 2024, where we won the popular vote quite handsomely there. And we ended up with six municipal corporations and the city municipality of Portmore making 7, which is the same number as the JLP have, but we have one more division than they do. So there's been a kind of process over the 5 years of building an improvement, which I think was reflected in the 97,000 additional votes that we got and the 14 additional seats that we won. Now, going forward, you mentioned the Treasury. I mean, we got, I would say, good support from the donor base that we have, corporate and individual. We were able to finance our program. We didn't have the sort of additional resources for deploying in the field to do the sort of things that we were up against, you know, and that was never part of our budget anyway. We weren't seeking to do that. That's not a strategy that we employ. But, you know, in terms of being able to pay our media houses for the advertising that we had booked and developing that advertising and paying our party workers, you know, for their efforts and the paraphernalia and so on that we were, you know, we were able to hold our own. And going forward, you know, we will just be encouraging Jamaica to understand the importance of maintaining financial balance in how they fund political parties, because, you know, if one party has excessive resources relative to the other, it can affect the democratic outcome of elections quite easily. So, you know, these are the sort of arguments that we impress upon donors, and we've been, you know, we get good response for the most part. So I don't have any issue really there with the fundraising side of the campaign.
Can you have nothing more for them? Just turn them around them way.
All right. Greetings to all at the press table. President MG. This one is for you, sir.
Who is this?
I am Baba Tunde's Stargate Communications.
Baba
Before I
Tunde.
get into my questions,
Baba Tunde die.
I would just like to start on a positive by saying there are some things that you initiated that changed the experience for the Rastafari community, especially from with the ganja experience and all. What are you more than for doing it? But we must acknowledge when positive moves make. We acknowledge that. So we kick off the part. So the first question, seeing all of what we see now, maybe some 8-9 days after the election, was the People's National Party fully prepared? I have two more. I don't know if I have a pause and answer or I go with the other two and then.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we didn't ultimately win the election suggests that there are areas where our preparation could have been stronger. You know, I think that what we have come to realize going through this experience is that some of the tactics that we have to manage are not normal orthodox in the book tactics, but are things that are being deployed quite effectively by our opponent, which we haven't yet, I think, mastered a methodology of responding to. So I think I would say what would you regard as an orthodox way in which campaigns are conducted and where political organization is done, we were ready. But in terms of specific seats, which though those tactics were being deployed, our response to them was inadequate.
All right. So in your preparation going forward, so a little bit of small advice that you don't have to pay for. Art of war must be studied. Next question for you now, President MG. The positive way forward, and there are aspects of your manifesto that are tangible and excellent. What plans are in place to not wait till 2030, but to one, empower the people and implement where it can. Much appreciated for listening. You got those?
Yeah, I mean, in response, I think that I need to actually say something about that. Our manifesto was our series of policy proposals and programs that we had intended to roll out during the first five-year term that we were in government. Those things require being in government to be rolled out. An opposition party gets no state resources to implement plans and programs. We get a modest stipend as MPs to run a constituency office, and that's it. And then there's a CDF, which is a modest sum which hasn't been adjusted for inflation for many years now, of 20 million a year, out of which 1.5 million pays an administrator. So it's 8.5 million to be spent in a constituency with residents typically exceeding 40,000 people. So, you know, I don't want to pretend that the opposition will be in a position to roll out things like the First in Family Scholarship or build 50,000 housing units at an affordable price for people, or to implement rent-to-own to enable persons who are currently excluded from the mortgage market.
You can't roll it out.
Owners of their own.
Come on now.
Or indeed a disability fund to help persons with disabilities with $1 billion in it, and those sort of things. Those are things
what a big dirty pamper. What I put in face of your fact
is individual MPs who have won will be able to pursue their own particular set of policies that they had brought to the people. You know, some of them will take time. It won't happen overnight. Resources are always an issue. And to the extent they're able to garner additional support through creative methods of fundraising and using the goodwill of people who might want to support those initiatives, that will determine how quickly they can do what they want to do. But it's going to be more on a constituency and an MP level that things, you'll see things happening rather than nationally, because an opposition party is not able to, or indeed expected to, implement national policies. That's for the government of the day.
Just two more, one for Anthony Hylton and one for you, Mr. Golding. Mr. Hylton, you put forward the suggestion comparing Jamaica's electoral process to that of Guyana, which has a history now of concerns about the process, whereas here in Jamaica, we had the OAS, CARICOM, as well as CAFE, all suggesting that elections were free of harassment, free of intimidation, or any other irregularities, so far as going as to commending us in terms of our conduct here and to put forward Jamaica as a model that the Caribbean put forward. Isn't that a bit out of sorts in terms of that assessment by you in terms of irregularities? And to you, Mr. Golding, your predecessors have all offered their resignations to the wider party following an election loss. Will you not do the same, or will you simply take up your post as opposition leader going into the parliament?
Run away now.
And let me say, I think
when they make him run away now.
The aspects, I don't think what you characterize as overstated, notwithstanding anything that has been said by CAFE or any other
we didn't big dirty thinking fish self.
The EU focus, and I urge you, and I think you have read the EU report, and if you have, then you'll see that they commented on some other aspects of it, much of which we saw in full.
What's a big dirty thinking fish?
The issue that we believe needs to be addressed as an urgent matter is the whole issue of the advertising and promotion before and during the campaign with excessive state resources. And that aspect of it and others were specifically commented on. So my advice is that whatever the specific limitations or the concerns that the OAS or other monitoring group didn't address, the EU's report, I believe, was much broad-based and some of it very relevant to Jamaica.
If I may add something to that before the leader answers the next question. I think we've been very responsible as a party. I think we've been very responsible. Nationwide carried a story that CAFE said that 21% of the persons at the polling station at 5 o'clock were not allowed to vote. We could easily have created a stir with that to suggest that those persons would have voted for us and it would have changed the outcome of the elections. We didn't. We waited for good information, right? For additional information. And we have seen where over the last 2 days, the ECG has refuted what was carried as to what CAFE had said. And then since that, CAFE today in the paper has clarified that that did not actually take place. So I believe the comment that was made as well was not necessarily comparing the electoral systems in the two countries, but about the report that came out of the election. So I don't know how you got to the point of saying he was comparing the two electoral systems. He was speaking to the report that came out and said that there are similarities that we have seen the same thing here. CAFE, CARICOM, and other OAS, other persons that came here would not have been out in the field to see that $100,000 was offered to an indoor agent not to work, or offered to a cluster manager to give me the canvas of this party. They would not have seen that. They would not have seen what took place in the field. They would have been at the polling station, right? They would not have seen the night before that somebody was offered money to dip their finger in ink and therefore can't show up to the polling station. They would not have seen where we saw some persons, MPs, trying to separate people into lines as to who we are going to vote for, totally inappropriate. Right? From a high-ranking member of the Jamaica Labour Party. So the issues that we're bringing forward here are things that we have contemplated on, we've heard about, and not just anecdotal things, but things that we can say, these based on the reports that we've gotten, and there's additional work to do, but there is sufficient evidence to speak to it at this point to suggest that there was indeed an attempt to suppress the votes. Remember that we did run a campaign, where the last credible poll that came up before the election had us ahead by 3 percentage points, right? Not like the one from Nationwide that said we're 13 points behind. That was totally fraudulent.
Thank you.
And if you look at the outcome of the elections, it was within 1%, as in the popular vote. So it was within that margin of error. And that is after all the suppression that took place by the Labour Party and the delayed voting by the ECJ that caused persons to leave the polling station and not being able to participate.
In relation to, well, first of all, I'm not aware of any historic precedent of which you speak. There have been instances where party leaders have offered their resignation. There have been instances where they haven't, to my knowledge. I serve at the pleasure of the party, and I'm happy to continue to serve in the capacity as leader for as long as the party wants me to. And thus far, all of the MPs who have been elected, all 28, other than one who's overseas traveling, have signed a letter confirming that they have confidence in me and want me to be the leader of the opposition. Right. And that's where it is right now.
If I may add, again, if I may just add something to that. I want for us not to mislead the public with some of the statements. There are some things that are being said in the public space that are just not true. Andrew Holness was defeated by Portia Simpson Miller in 2011. It seems persons have forgotten that. He did not resign, nor did he offer any resignation. He stayed there. He did not even make public the appraisal committee report that was done, right?
With what's a big dirty face?
21 MPs signed.
Take him off of the screen.
He's the one that saved himself with his casting vote. I also hear persons saying that it's historic, unprecedented, this third term. When they say one complain about the PNP being in office for 18 years, the PNP has won 4 consecutive elections in Jamaica. So what is historic? It's historic for the JLP that they've won 3 elections. It's not historic for Jamaica. PJ Patterson won in 93, 97, and 2002. Why do we continue to mislead the public in this vulgar manner?
Well, it's historic.
Mark, I just heard what you said. It's one thing to be endorsed by the party and have the party's confidence. But do you yourself, want to lead the party? And then secondly, I'd like to follow up and saying you don't really want to, as a party, enter another period of fractiousness, internecine warfare that splinters the party. I think you've been an MP since 2017. 2017, beg your pardon. You brought the party back. It seems united. You fell short. You've doubled your seats. I mean, that I think will go down in history. You want to lead the charge. It's all very well being endorsed. You seem to have a good support team around you. But in your heart of hearts, do you want to lead the charge?
What the man does say? Hey, when done this,
and secondly, I'd say that you seem to have a deep bench, both in the lower house. What are your plans for the upper house? A lot of bright people around, a lot of people who can take positions. How do you want to lead them and how do you want to deploy it?
Well, I'm not going to comment on the composition of the Senate, which is, you'll hear more very shortly on that. In terms of my own personal aspirations, Al, I feel a continued commitment to my country, Jamaica, where I was born and where I've lived all of my life other than when I was studying abroad, and which has been very good to me, and which my parents, instilled in me a sense of service to the people of Jamaica. And I am willing to continue and plan to continue to serve my country through the political process as leader of the People's National Party, moving ahead, going forward from the significant achievements that we have.
Thank you.
Managed to garner in these elections to a victorious result next time round. And as I said, I serve at the will of the party. And so as long as the party has confidence in me to continue, I will be here.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it was informative, and have a great day.
Thank you, Dayton. A time to get rid of the crosses out of our way. Get rid of him. He means a piece of shit. Yes. Hey, people. Me never say I said that dunce. Me not tell you say everything over ocean wide. Yeah, everything over ocean wide no good. Me not telling you that. Look on a big dirty thinking pamper fish one yeah. Look at see me now. Me dry him up. Me get a picture of him. This a part time head back where I joke on him face. That big dirty thinking one day. Yeah? Before I put him out there and cartoon him up, you know. What a boy dumps! What a boy dumps! And then them say, come ask me a shit. Eh? And I talk about historical. If historic when the PMP don't do it already. A politics, Andrew never leave and resign. This is a big mama because what them a try do, you know. Them a try divide PMP them too strong after them thief and do all kind of things. And by the way, they don't want him. Let me tell you something piece of shit. Look how much people live in me used to live in England. You know me go and so? I'm a Canadian. Listen to me. Me not go and so. If the observe that you are frightened like you have a hot tone in your mouth. Go outside the piece of one kayo. There are one over the nation part, that's over ocean wide. Them are shit. Let me talk to my brethren. Yeah, my brethren. Yes.
You know, the reply.
Yes.
I'm afraid of Marcus G, you know.
They're afraid I am.
Marcus G stepped up.
So I know about if him step down, it mash up the party, you know, brother. Because you have to have a leader's race one half. So when a big mama them, a big and downs about 13 point ahead. Without, and remember, 4 seats away, you know. Without Andrew them come and spend billions, not get nothing for it. But thief, him can't win.
They're afraid of the man.
They're afraid of like puss.
They're afraid of like a puss.
And them attack him seat because them for push him out. But tell me something, in 2029. Yeah? In 2029. All this go. Eh? Around 2027, them have to call election. 2029 too far. But let me tell you something. In 2011, when Andrew rose, 2012, Andrew resigned. Andrew resigned. Say I gonna lose much time, him resign. The reason why Bruce stepped down, because of what him do and kill out the youth them. Eh? Them come up with some shit. I used to date and I tell them, but unprecedented, not unprecedented. Somebody win it already in an election, it can't be unprecedented. PMP run 4 years. Four term. 4 straight. So you not equal PMP neither. Say 4 term. Say? Yes.
These people are not journalists, they are enablers.
Them not tell you and him don't see. You know, you the question with the man ask for that. You know, sister, I some dunce blogger them, man. I want the big and if him face nasty about door.
They are enablers, brother.
Him face nasty about door, brother.
Enablers them.
The pamper fish me attack, you know. Ocean wide. Yeah. Net now work. I know network and net now work. Now put the now front tight. Ocean wide net now work. If the net didn't work, people, tell me the truth. If the net didn't work, that piece of shit that was 16 now, the pamper fish at this, it will not take him up. If the net didn't work, you not have them here swim around all about the place. Ocean wide net now works and I ask shit. When I make no sense. Yeah? I said Coffee say everything that I write and think Coffee never say that. And Coffee never there everywhere. See somebody just say in a Westmoreland. And the same vote up suppression, them people in there and them turn them away from the line. So if Coffee never there Westmoreland, our Coffee never there everywhere, matter the 400 out of the 7,000 odd. It go on right round the country. Remember people that are in people, I report it, you know. People have video things and I put up, you know. Yeah. Andrew Wallace, remember him steps the declaration of certified, I know, you know. Andrew is still criminal.
So you
yeah, and for him see it in a something right now. He must still criminal that not change. You understand? It not change. But me I show you say them are dons. This nation, this ocean wide. Yeah. Net now work. Ocean, what put it out, you know, ocean wide, the whole ocean. Ocean wide net now work. You don't that one him nasty, you know, man. Let me show him again. Him nasty. See me?
them are not journalists.
Them are not journalists. Them are not nothing to do with journalists. From ocean wide. And I talk about resign. Eh? Big daughter thinking, mama, if Mark Golding, after him winning and beat up Andrew Serna and then rob the election, yeah? Can Andrew lose, him not lose. See Pumbas, them a ball there, Portland, you know. See Pumbas, them over there, ball. And them a ball. Listen, them all, see them all over the place, a ball. Yeah? Them people are decent people. See? Marketing them are decent people. You understand? Uncle Ocean why them come up and think say, hey, they could go into them head. Because see if them are go make him step down, then them are run for and then split PMP again, so them can't wait. Look on them, so them are going to people. You could have just go beat Angela fight and center him a thief. Let me tell you something. Let me show you so them win PMP win with these. You Mark Walling said the tactic with them use, but him now apply them tactic, but you have to study it, you know. The tactic with them use. You understand? Because they never look out for them gone so deep. You understand? So them spread it in an arc and a waist. Tell Andrew should have resigned. Andrew run and he never resigned. Mama P beat him. A matter of fact, even when him Adley Sar beat him to, you know. As called Dog Gray, him rob Adley Sar, you know. Him rob him. He's a guy who love rob. He's a guy who love him rob Adley Sar. And not about historic. There is no historic. If you run and do something, you know, and then pay a 4 times straight, you know, have no historic nothing. You should have said, well, I'm tie in a one case, but the other one not tie yet. No historic nothing there. See, I call them have the bus system when a bus system, eh? And them I run out and I talk about one bag of full shit. Market G, them just say things, and when we look at the other one, him say Matt one. Where am I going with that? Where am I going with that?
I touched base with them later.
All right, my brother. Oh. Where am I going with that? Eh? See, let me tell you something. That's why I say I can't follow them. The piece of shit from Ocean Wide, from Big Mama mouthpiece. Big Mama, me tell you, say them dunce. Look at some question. You don't ask them question there. Them are telling to ask a question on that, you know. And look how them are looking embarrassed. People are just vex with them and say, Big Mama, here's a piece of shit. Boy, you get this. And them are think of what? Will I think of what? You rob an election. You yourself not good to Andrew Holness neither. Because you give fasting as him a lead 13. That means, a matter of fact, him that wipe out the whole PMP if him a lead by 13% point. 13! And now Andrew, remember the JLP no benefit of and no, let me play him back. Not my saying.
The PNP gained 15 with me and listen to me. We're talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP. At the end of the night, the PNP gained 15 seats. The JLP lost 15 seats.
Some of them win. So you go a poll with 49, we have 2/3, more than 2/3 majority. Yeah, 2/3. Where you can pass thing where you need 2/3. That's why you could get up and pass nothing and get a PMP charge. You can't do it again. Them cut you down. You cannot do it. Yeah. You understand? They cut you down. No, but hear this now. Hear this now. Nobody in Jamaica must not tolerate Andrew Only's criminal tactic. And the JP criminal, they must do it. When you run election, you want a clean and fair election. You know, but the people them in this kind of hooligan kind of things and buy vote and sell vote. Because where I come from, the truth is where I come from, the slave days run there so. And anybody, me tell me no respect nobody but sell them vote, you know. Nobody. And then if you know so cheap, that's why I don't want them chat to me run and I flush them because them are done shit. Me see them as nothing. Me see them as nothing. If me I come back and you think about where you come from, yeah, remember we shackle up, we couldn't vote. We couldn't even talk. But people them have to try to escape. That's why we have the maroon. And pantry. If you look at it in the US, look at Jim Crow. People now have no voice. And in the 60s, they saw. Yeah? And then you get up and you sell your soul. And more than soul than sell. And then, you know, any party will do this, them, I mean, the people, them not good. Yeah? I say, most of them are criminal. I don't know how I'm a woman trust and know what them feeling of themselves. Yeah? Yes. How them feeling of themselves. When you get up definitely and you buy. I don't know, you don't do that. You understand? You don't do that. It's wrong. See? It's wrong. And it's a criminal act too, you know. A criminal act. But you wait till you make the people them suffer. Me and the people them at Jamaica chat foolishness. Oh, Jamaica fix up look on Pinnacle. And me gonna ask you again. When you can go over the Pinnacle. But the Pinnacle have to do what you know. When you say Andrew load the big man them for rise, not the small like commander them that do or the PMP that do. When you load the big man for rise, if me live in a ghetto, and me get up and me see Andrew 10 years, right? Me see the JP 10 years. And you go uptown, I go up on Beverly Hills where me not live. And you do things at Beverly Hills. And you do things uptown where me can't put my foot there. When me have to point out and say something I go on. I'm going to something go on for you. And you know something I go on when you see round you, your yard, your home improve. When your street and your lane improve. When you stop thief light and you have job with benefit. And you can get ambulance and your hospital and your clinic in your place improve. You know something I go on. Otherwise you sell your fucking self. Nobody could come give me them talk here. None. Yeah? None. See? Not until you see this. And when you hear people like me, I remember them can't buy me out. See? Sit on one side if you don't know me, I talk, say. But you can't come and then you play this with some little youth and we're hungry and still toothpaste. Right now, you don't have nothing to forget again, you know. Right now, if I want to run out and get 20 grand that done. Today and Thursday, you don't have nothing to forget. Nothing. Them no want to say, police are lock you. Police start ticket people. Mr. Police are a ticket man yesterday film live. When me turn on my car light, come on. Automatically, come on, ask anybody. Police man a drive, when he said 6:20, police stop him and ticket him, same light on. You can't think that cannot be no law, brother. It can't be a lie, your light on and you ticket people, brother. Your car and your light, some of them vehicles automatically know so the light on, right? So if fog come down by your little thing, the light always on. The light them on, you have to shut it off. We'll start the vehicle it on. See? So we drive. Light nobody. And it on, that means if every night and you forgot to turn on, you know, it good. The order for me ticket. In a Jamaica, you have to pay a ticket for something. 6 o'clock in the morning. Police say, oh, light, you know, me I get a ticket because you light on. Oh, that Andrew Willis, where you come from? Eh? Nobody can give no credit to Big Mama them are germs. Look on this. If you, Andrew, listen, JP, them do nothing for JP, you know. If the JP did not plan for have 55 seats, these people get everything wrong and them don't. Hear this, that's nice saying, yeah.
With me and listen to me, we're talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP. At the end of the night, the PNP gained 15 seats. The JLP lost 15 seats. The JLP got a bruising encounter.
Yeah.
They prevailed, but the PNP is stronger this morning than yesterday morning when the polls opened. And
Me go back. I want me to knock down 15 things and take it away. I achieve back one. Me still have 14, 100%. Me get 97,000 more votes. But me never have. When them factor the thing, you get 5,000 up, you spend billions. And from 2020. And I know you still lose 20,000 votes where you can't gain back in already. 2016, them have 437,000 votes. Them have 413 or 412, something like 430. Them not gain it. 5. That for sure say you can't win the PNP. It's embarrassing. It's a defeat for them, you know. And you them the loser. Them not realize when you sum up the thing. If them never come with that thing there and use the EOJ, the long line, remember, you know, the long line that we have to really turn back the people. Them, I'm tell you how them turn back the people, them too. Them target them. PNP never look on this. That's for sure. You see, when you have a heart to do criminality, you know, nothing said the JLP are go the extra mile. Andrew do it. He do it with all the shah. Overrun and shah talk about it. All the shah, let me say Andrew. All the shah. Look here. Andrew lose, him resign. Mama P beat him. He resign. When Mama P lose back by 1 seat, she never resigned. She got retired 2017. April. And she stepped down. So when am I going with that be a foolishness? She did from the 1970s. Same day, Peter Phillips from the 1970s. But them come with a foolishness. A big mama coming up. What am I trying to do, people? Is divide the PNP them too strong. Even from where you buy a vote. But let me tell you, you see, even the vote for them buy, them couldn't withstand the shock what PNP give them. Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. Them couldn't withstand it. You have to delay the vote and make thousands leave. Can you imagine? All right, let me show you something. If you have over 7,000 polling stations, yeah, 7,000, and 10 leave out the R line, just 10, put it as 10, it might look small. Remember, over 7,000 polling stations, put 10. How much people that leave? You have to about 70,000. That's 70,000, you know how much vote that's that do? If you have just 10, leave out of each at that. Remember, people are winning 20, you know, and 100 and you know. You'd have 70,000 people disenfranchised and leave. Remember my crunch number. Remember them the right, you know, remember them a shit. Remember me no use calculator. You know what this me attack to, you know, and my brain to work. Remember them dunks, them a shit. All right. So this is what me try to show you. If you have people leave out of the line, even 10, and you have more than that leave. Yeah? And you calculate that by, remember we have over 7,000 polling stations. We go at 7,000, not over. Could have 7,500 or something. 7,500. If you have 10 out of each of that leave, it's 70,000 people that no cast vote right there. And if they, when them send the people them from the boat, and by the way, other people in a Westbourne, somebody just writes to them close the station too. So if you have 400 and add, and when them send them out, them say 21% of that because them address that. Yeah? That if a 400 are still 80, that means you still are use that sample the whole of Jamaica. People them leave. Them turn back people too. You can't make me come in a line. People talk to me, you know. Yeah, but mafia give people water. Other people say the same thing. Give them these people faint in a line. You know. Faint. This shouldn't go on. It never go on last year, do you know? But let me tell you what them use and do this to stop it. The people them simple wear them orange ganzi. Wear them orange ganzi. Yeah? So it's simple for you. Use the eye and look upon them and say, eh. Yes. And make me target them. When you look and your wife go and call police and then put barriers. Put barriers and I pick out who for vote. You have on the ganzi. You have on your thing, your attire. If you didn't wear plain clothes, they won't know who vote and then it got show, you know, no care what them do, you know. But it's easy for them to frustrate you and get it to leave. For marker X, it can't take you 4 hours. And couple up on that now. People are workplace where I leave, for take thing and go to work. 3 hours alone them get. And them have to stay at work till the afternoon, then you lock the place. Because most of them places are locked in a certain place, you know. Yeah. Me go look on something now. So this around this bogus that they leave the JP street. And yesterday I run off it more like it do something right. Let me tell you this. The biggest set of dunks were around them. I'm showing again. I want to put them on TikTok. The biggest dunks blogger at this piece of shit when named Charles Davis. See that? That's a JP biggest dunks blogger. By far, the second one around second place, other one yeah. Big dirty thinking, mama. Yeah? Then the one yeah, third place. Water. Yeah? Then the one yeah. Yeah? Fourth place. Yeah? Yeah, Sperm Whale West. Then you have the rest of them pack up behind them. But the biggest dirty thinking one are the one named Charles Davis. Dunce! That are the Dunces blogger, JLP blogger. Then Big Mama. Yeah? Then Big Mama. Then Water. Then fourth place. Yeah? See them here? Them have been on TikTok with them long time. These germs. That one is a blogger too, you know, but it's not Dunce. But me I tell you, say it bias bad. See that? That one is 12 snake. JP, yeah man, propagandist. Yes. So the Dunces one of dirty thinking Charles Davis. Yes. And then we see Pampa push up itself. What up? Pampa rusty in itself, man. For you see Pampa, you know, so them. Boy, Pampa full, hey, Pampa garden, you can't see full of seed too, you know. Have a garden around them full of seed. Yes. When I germinate, so Pampa, you see it, don't it? Big dirty thinking, Pampa. Eh? From ocean wide. Net now work. Eh? Make us show you something now. Make us show you something. This I'm find when Anjo thief Hardly Shah. What are they? Can Anjo thief Hardly Shah, you know? See that? Yeah. Let me say like this. See that? In TV, in the resign. Look at
Andrew Michael Holness on Sunday, November 10, beat his contender Audley Fitz-Albert Shaw to retain his post as leader of the 70-year-old Jamaica Labour Party. From very early, delegates turned out at the National Arena in Kingston, eager to cast their ballots, and there was widespread support for both Shaw and Holness.
I believe in Anjo. With Anjo, we have no fear. Anjo is here.
Look up on the one there. Look there.
When Holness arrived on the grounds 30 minutes before the close of polls, his fans grew even more excited. However, the elections would not go as smoothly as planned. At one point, officials of the Electoral Office of Jamaica had to abandon their posts when Labourites wearing Holness labeled t-shirts overran the voting center.
7 busloads of people who are not delegates of this party. Mr. Holness joined them up there and walked through the crowd, overran the whole place, went down to the area for registration, overran that area. The electoral supervisors had to leave and abandon their station, and there was disruption for half an hour until we had to restore it and allow some more people to vote. Okay? What he has done is irresponsible and is outrageous and is unworthy of him as leader of the Jamaica Labour Party.
No, we can't play about that. Me tell you same tactics, he used it before. Long time him corrupted. Him thief election before. You don't think I know my thief election? I don't know. Him not do it on a bigger scale. See? Him outrun. That's why when Paul Buchanan with him, remember, you know, Marky G with him seat comfortably by thousands of votes, not him. Him go down to go thief Paul. Him can't beat Paul. Him go down to go thief it. Him use police and stop the vote. So something I go on through him see the amount of orange shirt. That me tell you, you know. You see the orange guns there, and by right you should can't wear your clothes, but it identify the people there. And him use to identify them and stop them from vote, and him still the man still win. When you see a prime minister if you go down there, remember you know a constituency. You never have to do what you do. Him wife do the same thing. See? This is what him do before. Him is very corrupt. Remember play it back. You carry some other people overrun it, do it on them and pay skullduggery and get for win. See it?
With Andrew, we have no fear. Andrew is here.
See me, Angie? Look here.
When Holness arrived on the grounds 30 minutes before the close of polls, his fans grew even more excited. However, the elections would not go as smoothly as planned. At one point, officials of the Electoral Office of Jamaica had to abandon their posts when Labourites wearing Holness labeled t-shirts overran the voting center.
7 busloads of people.
That's how I'm doing. Stop it first and then get for doing focus. You not do this, but a film style. So I'm come do it in a big election and for pay for it. You can't do this. And then them get brown. And then get them. Remember this guy, I'll be a criminal thing and I only said, see that?
Who are not delegates of this party. Mr. Holness joined them up there and walked through the crowd, overran the whole place, went down to the area for registration, overran that area. The electoral supervisors had to leave and abandon their station, and there was disruption for half an hour until we had to restore it and allow some more people to vote. Okay? What he has done is irresponsible and is outrageous and is unworthy of him as leader of the Jamaica Labour Party.
So film style this. It's there, the barricade. And when you matter about historic, there is no historic about that. See, your thief something and then say historic. But we see that play game, that thing there with him. Yes? So when you matter about you, so it don't make no sense. This guy is dangerous. It's a very dangerous guy. Honest. If you go away. Big mama them have no use. So me say them a pose up now like them to Andreas Davis when them just come and lead him astray. Him not get one vote. Him not win one seat from PNP. Not one. The billions where them spend 5,000 votes. More power where you have 2020. 5,000. PNP have 97,000 more vote power where them have 2020. 97,000. And if them not stop that 100 hard, you overrun him. 97. Put it night and you see what PNP or them roll. And I like him get 10,000, not even 10,000, you know. Him not get 6,000, you know. Him not get 5,000. Him can't go back when him did there 2016. Never. And the amount of money them spend, I'm tell you, say they are losers. So what them do is just trick. Yeah, and rob. I rob them way too. Them to go away. Yeah. He never win. I mean, I know we're going to talk to the people them say, can't we have one where I'm first time around here. And his sperm whale them dogs. So I like them can back him. And me and them too, you know. Let me show you what the people them for really talk about. Hear the youth here. Hear the youth here. This is what me are talking about. Come on.
Big downtown. A last week went out big blood clot election. I watch ya.
Look at them armband them. 2-1. Green. Hear this.
I'm selling now. Look at my friend I'm selling now. A beer shit and blood clot beer shit for Harry Street and Bedford Street. See them friend them can't sell a beer shit. Watch it. But the whole life is watching them. May I beg you please send this to school and show. I can't this my vote for. As a sour man, I can't this me vote for. Remember me put the extra in the belly now. I can't this. What's it? What a beer shit, what's it? What's a beer shit? This thing of mix. We can't tell the shit. This shit and that me out and kill me, Ancho. Ancho, you see that shit here? That shit there, I'm going to write this up. I'm going to go away at the rock and I'm going to go out. Ancho, me, I beg you, please. Ancho, wellness. That shit here kill me. What's that, Ancho, what's that? What's that, Ancho? A beer shit. Ancho, wellness, a beer shit. That shit and evil mix. I can't dismiss vote for. Remember me put the X side of the bell enough. And to all this, we put the X side of the bell. What's it? Sit. We can't sell. We want money. We want bill to pay. And to please, a pay shit and to.
So you have to take the shit. So this is what we are talking about. When a man comes to your hotel, we have transformation. Where is the transformation? Transformation away there where you will live. Then make sure you see them pay your special attention and clean up where you live. Transformation starts from your home. And so me know it. Yeah? Me can live in a school and a pint of Panaman car uptown and pint on a building uptown and start transformation. Wait to hold me down. Them a build more barrier for hold me away. Yeah. You see me I say? This bad. See, this part, there's a transformation. See that? Him vote for Andrew, him tell us him vote for you. Him say him vote for you, but up here, shit him in now. Them never fix it. I saw it run, they just cock up and run. Mackenzie, dead man, they said them are wide and them are do them not do it. And them why you come out in a car like a beat them, you know. You saw them silent still. Today Thursday. I know Marky G come out now. So one hear them come out here with Dayton and them say, them might be and Marky G and Hylton. Them hear some things and them could have come and amite, but them not do it. Them now want to mash up the country, you know. Them might do it for them way, do it proper, get the proper thing. Them are challenge jump on the seat down there, so them have some things and them tell you, yeah? You understand? Enough more things. So them are do what them are. Two, hear this. Let me play about cafe now. Cafe. It's a cafe this morning.
Stories from the Radio Jamaica News Centre. Chair of Citizens Action for Free and Fair Elections, Grace Baston, says the Electoral Commission of Jamaica has misrepresented its statement following the September 3 general election. A day after the election, CAFE claimed that in 21% of the polling stations reported, persons in line at the close of poll at 5 p.m. were not allowed to vote. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica has demanded that CAFE withdraw its statement that voters were disenfranchised. But Mrs. Baston is contending that the group's statement on the matter was clear.
We had volunteers in about 400 and some polling stations. Of that number, we were reporting on what 2/3 of them had said. That's about 3.
So them a report power 2/3 of them say. Them say 300. Remember, you know, them are everywhere. But if you see it, even if a 400 at station and say 2/3, 300. See? And you still get over 60 over 300. That's like 63. You talk over 60 at station and say that make a big significant move. So if Cafe say this, say them turn them back, that means it's a widespread thing. Same way, because them know the every station. It don't make no difference then. And it's true.
5 p.m. were not allowed to vote. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica has demanded that CAFE withdraw its statement that voters were disenfranchised. But Mrs. Baston is contending that the group's statement on the matter was clear.
We had volunteers in about 400 and some polling stations. Of that number, we were reporting on what 2/3 of them had said. That's about 300. Of that 300, 21% mentioned this irregularity.
So okay, so even so why PSO why EOJ come out as a something? Make I tell because the vote they poll them use sample 1,200 people. Yeah, for sample and sample the whole Jamaica. For much 100,000 how much million people are gonna vote them sample the country, right? If them have 450, and you say 2/3 are 300, yeah, and 21% are 300 are 63. 21. When they can't do it, do the maths, 63 that 21%, right? At 300, 63, right? All right. So if 63 sell out of the 300, if you check the rest, you get the same thing. So them can't tell me nothing. Them still can't tell me nothing. Don't said piece of shit. You know, they must talk for them calculator. You me attack. Remember, it's a brain power, you know. Them can't hold me, you know, because I crunch numbers on them. Remember them dunce, you know, them are shit. Me now ask you. From Big Man, George Davis are the biggest dunce blagger. Dunce blagger. Because something when put out it not correct. Big Mama put out thing when not correct neither. Big Mama second. Yeah? Ocean wide net now work. Yeah? Yes. Can the net not work? You take up all these sea creatures already and move them. See? So cafe never does say nothing wrong. Them don't say nothing wrong still. Even if them adjust it, say what them say, then it replicates. You can't hear this. If you ask some people and some people I talk to, them I say, for them people that send them home to. And like what Sir Marky G said, yeah, and Dayton Campbell, you know there were people are put up on video and people attack and them experience. It's there. We have it. We have them. What happened to we have them. Yes. I mean, I'm putting the night and we'll come be. Wait till tonight. Can't remember times are tonight, you know. So I leave some tonight, come be empty I'm a ben up, you know. Pan them, because they're not good, you know. Big and dunce and fool. And by the way, Kevin Blake. I'm not about Kevin. Kevin Google to Blake. Hear this. This morning, 10 o'clock. Yes, 10 o'clock. Them did want to push out Wayne Cameron. But him put this pandemic, hear this.
The Supreme Court has granted an interim injunction restraining Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake from removing Senior Superintendent Wayne Cameron as chairman of the Police Officers Association, pending further orders from the court. It follows a directive issued by Dr. Blake ordering that SSP Cameron vacate his post and be denied recognition by the Police High Command. The Supreme Court also granted a stay of implementation of the decisions of Dr. Blake, as indicated in the Constabulary Communications Network release dated September 8, pending the determination of the hearing for judicial review or further orders of the court. A hearing date is set for October 8 for interim relief and leave to apply for judicial review. The court document says if the Commissioner of Police fails to comply with the terms of the order, he will be held in contempt of court and may be liable to be imprisoned or have his assets confiscated. And the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions has expressed alarm at the directive of the police commissioner ordering that SSP Cameron vacate his post and be denied recognition by the Police High Command. The JCTU has called for the immediate intervention of the Ministry of Labour to uphold both national and international labour standards. It says, failing such action, it will be compelled to escalate the issue to the International Labour Organization. JCTU President St. Patrice Ennis says this unprecedented action strikes at the heart of freedom of association, undermines democratic representation, and places the country in direct violation of its obligations under the Constitution of Jamaica and core international labour organization conventions. He says, by seeking to unseat the duly elected chairman who was chosen by POA members in November 2022 and whose mandate continues until 2025, the Commissioner has intruded into the internal governance of the association. The JCTU says, further denial of access to the High Command restricts the POA's ability to fulfill its representative responsibilities. It states further that the Commissioner's directive, issued after a formal complaint lodged by SSP Cameron with the Police Services Commission, constitutes an act of anti-union discrimination.
And yes, still him an apartheid, you know. The guy that was a teacher go ask him if he move and then come back him to go away. Police, when if you come out against him, when they get rid of him, when if you get serious. So what I mean as someone on the delegation and I'm showing up to lead, hey, with a back from nothing, you know. Him couldn't lead me. You couldn't up there, me a real police, me I get rid of you. Anything you do illegal, me I lock you up. Because me have the lock up power too. That means I push out. Hey, Cameron, when if what you see my target, you target him back 100-fold. Anything you see me do illegal, charge him. Him can't fire charge him, he can't be no more commissioner, you know. Charge him. Every man that want him anything where man do dirty. Make sure you see if he break the stoplight, charge him. Anything. You might go the other day and crash, I want to not charge him. Do your investigation and charge him and push him out. Hey, you get me serious? Hey, I put them in up. Yes. Camera man him cut out in the camera police. You know, charge. I would have said them see love birds. And this attack, me just never show them this. Them 3 attack, Geico lizard and the 2 lovebirds. See them there? And then they attack. Yes. 2 love creatures and Geico lizard. And then they attack. You see the company with them now? Eh? Yes. And the 2 love creatures and Geico lizard, they attack. You have it, man. They think we don't have we have the thing them, you know. Now we have put them, we have them, man. See? Yes. Yeah, man. I have them. See them there? And you see my Geico lizard there. So them sit down and them plot. But remember, you know, them come out and them say something. Dr. Abraham, you came out and you write something and we have big dirty thinking, fish headless. Run out and talk about minority government and we have majority government. A 2 parties, they have a party now win 1 seat. And you know when it like that, you know, when them attack, you do that 49. And you know have that majority thing there again. So you have to depend on the PNP. Anything where you need a 2/3 for pass. Remember you can't pass it. You need the 2/3 vote and you know how that go. Because you don't understand, you shouldn't even then in the first place that piece of shit if you go away. You're garbage. Yes. Yes. 1 market G. And yes, 1 market G. See, and then can't go around, them losing. See them about like baby all over the place. See, Big Mama lead them astray with this 13%. And we don't listen. Big Mama couldn't do it, because Big Mama flap, you know. Not Big Mama and Charles Davis, them just flap the JLP. And them flap the JLP with them lie dirty thinking green that poll. Them now win PNP no lose 1 seat. 1. Right now, them have member of parliament about where them did have some past member of parliament about all over the place. All over the place. All over the place. Yeah? Yeah. And they can't push on nobody now, because certain things you know look on them, you know. If you angry them, when them come up and chat, so no fun thing. If I'm alone, they stop them, you know. Them stuck. See, Andrew must swear in neither. If you go away. Yeah. Them, oh, yeah, celebrate me. But when I see what's good, then we have so much on me lose, so we have to celebrate. Me that be an idiot to go out and you're mad, you don't have nothing to celebrate. Yeah. But the fingerprint machine, Ratri, the fingerprint machine, them they lock it off because it not work and most I place them. And it take you a million times while them introduce it there. See, if knows so the Prime Minister, yeah, remember the Prime Minister that, you know. So you want to go introduce a machine there. And because they want to use it against the PNP. Slow it down and then you have to change it now after 2 hours delay. And then you come back. I remember you know other nothing. Last year, him same one. Make Darrell pump valves. At 9:30, him no like polling station yet. In above beer. Up near the hills too, you know, up near the valley. And Orange Beer. Them place in a lock. 9 o'clock. Him still have people vote. But 5 o'clock, he cut off people vote. You in a line where them nobody never say, but they are complain about it because them not them yellow. So you have to delay the vote. Make people go out. And as I said to you, if you even have 10 people, I leave voting station that enough people say wait. See? Walk out a line. 10 out of the line, and you have to have about 7,000. See? At 70,000 vote, that's your last, right? That's all. People win by 20 vote. People win by 100 vote. Less than 200. So them they're very important. You do these things in them voter suppression to win election. For thief election front of your eye. We see Andrew, and I like whenever I say Andrew thief election, see him thief it from the star. Andrew him did see that one day. Yeah. Andrew him did see that one day. Yeah, you understand? He did see him, man. Hey, Paula. No, another tip say no, Paula. If you say, Mama, if you say, Paula, make sure online you know buy the ticket. You know, we can remember Sunday where Paula, you buy a ticket yet, ma'am? Paula, will come off, give me a call, you know. Yes, remember, say, a Sunday, you know, a party on deck. So when it was a Sunday, we a party, not you. Eh? We don't know that, don't it? You don't go up on a ticket, man. Who call me, I come back, where answer, man? Paula, make sure you call me as we get off. Yeah. You see me, I say? Yeah, man. What is speaker of your house? What is speaker of your house? What? Flamin, oh, Queenie? Queenie can't be a speaker of your house. Queenie can't be speaker of your house. You can't put Queenie as a speaker of your house. But nobody must see, nobody now push him up there. You must reject him. Queenie must not be no speaker of no house. Kevin need 2 terms for consider that thing, he must not be. Yes. Yeah. What Nasim out? Thinking Nasim out, not thinking Queenie. You can't put Queenie. Queenie can't be no speaker of the house. Nobody must endorse that piece of shit. None. You understand? None. And that again, that I mean that's a fall down. You understand? That again that be a fall down. Me want to find out about that. Yeah, if them can just get up and put them speaker like this without certain little thing because that the speaker there. The opposition have to reject that piece of shit. Yes. That's the first garbage them have to reject. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, but them have to reject dirty thinking nasty about Queenie. When that talk, you remember, say, I pay shit that has spread out, you know. And you can't have the fan card that have blow it for you. Remember, shit mouth Queenie that, you know. That definitely a nastiness. That have to go away. See? Yes. You can't just blow shit attack and pay poor spread all over the place. Queenie indulge in shit. Queenie is a big load of shit. Indulging shit, waggling shit, and dealing shit. Yes, that's a shit mouth. Yes, so that will go away. Yeah, yes. Them have to reject that garbage. That is garbage. See? Yeah, no, that is garbage. We not say nothing else, straight garbage. You understand? Yes, yes. All right. All right. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, Sonny, good. Look on something you're saying on. None of them not qualify still, you know. Because when you look on some brilliant minds now sit on front of you now, and then you have some dons and some boogu, you know, boogu, and then you have some sperm whale, some ingraft sperm whale, you know, ingraft. Can you remember, you know, you have sperm whale with blue whale. You have them there too. You know, it's bad. Both in the House and in the Senate. Over the JLP side, sperm whales. Ingraft. You know, like how you have ingraft mango tree, and you have ingraft whales. Remember, say fish headlets are ingraft sperm whale too, you know. Yes. One of the big one, them man. But like sharp shutter too, you know. Yes. But the one of the pampire is an ingraft pampa and sperm whale too. Yeah. See? We don't see them those cars for the name my eye quick in the tongue, yeah. Maybe they would have get where them would have get what kind of foolishness that you attack, Lynch? Better go lynch yourself, man. If you have sense, man. You're part of the criminal squad too. If you remember what kind of foolishness that you attack, eh? Talk with sense, man. When you talk, remember when I like don't speak. Remember, you know, remember the Mia, the JLP Mia in a Morant Bay, so him can't spell cat, you know. Him a why everything spell cat. Yeah. See? Yeah. Red Rose. Red Rose. We said it was a grand waist. No man, remember say, are you big dirty thinking in front of grand waist? Come off! It's a piece of germs. Stop telling everybody and come on, man. Go back road. It's a nastiness. Yes. You're big and think so, man. Go on, man. You're a piece of shit. See? When you have nothing for right and nothing for say, man, just go away, no, man. Just go away, man. See, don't write foolishness you want so. Yes. If you want to write dunce thing, go over the dunce them. Go over, yeah, man. Go over ocean, what name? Ocean wide. Go over ocean wide. Net now work. Yeah? Get the net now work, you cast them already. Go over ocean wide net now work and put up the foolishness. Yeah. Yeah, man. Me see them, man. I'm fish headless. Me show them, man. No, me don't show it already, man. Me show it already, you know. Fish headless and the fellow creatures. Me see them, man, and the lizard. Me show it already. Yes. Yeah, man. Me show it already. Ocean wide. Yeah. Net now work. Yeah. Ocean wide net now work, not working. Ocean wide for go away. See? PSC creatures. That's why you have Aquaman. Let me show you this. Hey, you know what? Hey, my brain, hey, lonesome, behave yourself, man. You not behave yourself, man, for Christ's sake. Behave yourself even one day, man. No, I can't behave myself. Let me just start back to myself. I can't behave myself when you have these kind of nastiness running around and doing nasty things. So you have to teach them. That's why you have Aquaman. What do you think we have Aquaman? Tell me now. What do you have Aquaman for? What do you think we have Aquaman? Say Aquaman, yeah. Eh? What? Come on, people. What make you think we have Aquaman? Eh? Because of them, because of ocean wide them. See? Because of ocean wide, we have to have Aquaman. Let me see this now. It is clear that we have to test the legality of the police commissioner action because from what we know, he would have overstepped his bound. We say it already. I'm a man of discipline. I respect my office. and my organization too much. I was never involved in any election campaign. SSP Cameron, Tita, and him run out and go and I put the man and I play with the man, SSP Cameron. See, a turbo election campaign. When a matter of fact, the guy and a commissioner that is a said, Google too. Yeah, in an election campaign, him try that to the police thing them a campaign. Then him go up at St. Thomas and me see him laugh and a pat Dr. Crap on him shoulder. Him is a piece of shit. That guy Google too. You met him, let me tell you, because we are talking to the guy with him belly cut out. So me as an interview, I encourage him to come do an interview. Yes. So make sure I know your name in my car, yeah? Make sure I know your name in my car, because you're not supposed to be no commissioner out there. You're a piece of shit, sir. Go away. He's a goddamn disgrace. You're garbage. The difference from Google Gaga. If you go away, man. Yes. So Dr. Campbell deal with them there. Knock it on them, I'm a bed no. And when I hear what the don't said come, when the don't said them run out. Yeah, when the don't said, hey, I'm me and there. With them big dirty thinking self. Yeah, them things are nice around here. Yeah? Big dirty thinking ocean wide. And the things are nice, move, See? Anyway, later, because we have, the Titans that come up later. So, remember go do what me I do here? I'm out. Blessed.